Hello and well met, Lotro. Rayunio here. We are at the Forge Master, and I just want to go over with some of you guys that might be new or not be familiar with this legendary item system. Some pointers here. Okay, so we're at the Forge Master. We're gonna open our legendary forge. What we're doing is we're collecting legendary items as we go along through the hunts, and we want to identify them. So you come in here and identify. Here we have a burglar's dagger. Identify. It'll tell you what legacies it's got. Okay, we're gonna go through here. Got a pile of them. So Bjorning's Great Club. We got a minstrel's dagger there. Guardian's belt. Runekeeper's rune satchel. Warden's spear. That's something we can. You'll notice most items are red. That means we can't use them. I am a warden, so and this is a warden's weapon. You can only slot weapons of your class. So just to note that real quick. So we got here and this. Okay, now we've got them all identified. Now we're gonna go. We're gonna go into the reforge area. I've got some reforges here. What the main thing is here with Shift I, you can open your LI panel. Now you want to. I would advise you anyway to unlock the last 4. I think it's 4 or 5. Maybe it's 4. You have to open them up, unlock them with TP. What you want to do is you got your ones that you're building, that you're using. You know, okay, along here. These are the 4. And actually, well, that one too, because I use that one as Sarner with the ancient dwarf damage. But at any rate, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots here. And you always want to keep these slots full. Always keep an LI level in them, and you want to get them to 60. Every 10 levels, you'll see it says Reforge. You have to come back to this Forge Master and reforge it to unlock the next 10 levels. And you want to do that all the way up to, well, I run them all to 60. Some people go to 30 or 31-ish, 31 I think, to get your maximum relics. That's what the whole point of this here is. So here I have one at 60 that's ready for reforge, and then there's one at 50, 50, 20, and 27. So okay, at any rate, you identify them and then you can slot them, and we'll show you that here in a second. So let's get these reforged. Okay, our first item up, a warden spear. And when you let me put my little lucky horseshoe on here. Okay, just for anyhow. Reforge. Okay, it'll give you the option to upgrade. Sometimes it'll add different ones. Sometimes it'll upgrade the one you got. Over the top here, you got Fist Spear, Gambit Power, Shield Tactic, Mitigation Ratings. This one doesn't have anything I want. I've already got a bank. But what you want to do when you're doing these spare LIs for deconning and to get relics, you'll be able to pull one of these legacies off, and then you can take that legacy and you can apply it to the one you're currently using, replacing another one. So if there's something that you're lacking or that you want on these, you can pull it off at that point. So I'm just gonna randomly select one here because it doesn't really matter. I just want this one for relics. Same with this bridle. So I'll pick one of those. Doesn't really matter. Reforge this one. Pick one of those. Typically, if I got a choice like this, unless it's adding an extra legacy, I'll upgrade the majors. I don't know if it makes any difference, but I always figure the higher the ones that are still on it when I deconstruct it, maybe the luckier I'll get. I don't know. So we're gonna go with, since none of these I'm actually saving anything off of, we're just gonna go that route. Okay, everything's reforged and I have everything identified. So we're done at the Forge Master for now. We're gonna truck right over here to the Relic Master. This guy's gonna get all the real work done for us. Okay, you open the Relic Master panel. Relic Forging, we'll get back to that in a second. What we want is the deconstruct panel here. Okay. Burglar's dagger. Now, a lot of times what you want to do too, if you got kinmates or buddies and they're needing LIs, I would save it and mail it or give it to them rather than deconstruct it. But if it's an LI that you can't slot yourself in here, your Shift I, then deconstruct it, and it's worth 1 relic. So we're going to start with the Burglar's dagger. We deconstruct. Yes, we want to deconstruct. And see, I got a tier 1 relic. Okay, so minstrel songbook, we're going to decon that. You can check this box, but I like to leave this panel, especially this panel, with the double check, because if you misclick, you could decon the one that you're using, or your imbued nice one. So I always go ahead and suffer through the double check there on this particular panel. Bjorning's Club, we're going to deconstruct that. It's another first tier 1 relic. These ones I have locked are ones I'm working on, or I'll make sure that I don't. You can lock them. Bjornings, we're going to deconstruct that. That's another tier 1 relic. We'll get back to the relic forging and combining here in a little bit. Minstrel's Dagger, we're going to deconstruct that. Alright, going on down the line here. Guardian's Belt, we don't need no Guardian's Belt. And we got some legendary fragments. Those will come in on crafting later on. So once you've got a stack in the vault, you can just, I vendor those damn things now. I got 1,000 things, seems like. Okay. Runekeeper Satchel, we're going to deconstruct that. Not a Runekeeper. Warden Spear, this one here is one I would be able to slot. So what I'm going to do is lock it and save it. Okay. Now, we've got an LI that's ready. Whoops, look at this one. Okay. Guardian's Belt, we can get rid of that. We had an LI that was maxed at 60. Okay. So let's find that relic, because we want to totally deconstruct that relic. We're looking around up here. Anything you see with a little bar under it, that's one I've got actually slotted in my deal. That's the second age we're saving that one. I don't even remember what type it was. I bet it's that one right there. That spear looks maxed. Okay, yep, there. See, 60 out of 60 maxed out. Okay, so this one is ready to deconstruct, so I can take the relics out of it. So I unlock it, double check, make sure I got my horseshoe on, deconstruct it. I can pull, this is where you pull the legacy off of. Now if I was needing to save it, or if I was wanting to save one, or say I had made a new LI and I used up the ones I had in the bank, I would replace the one I had in the bank. I always like to keep a double of everything that I like to use. So depending on what you want. Since I don't need anything off of this one, what I'm going to do is just take the crappiest, lowest one I can find, which is this one, a non-major, a minor. Because like I say, I don't know if it makes a difference, but I personally wouldn't take either one of these two off, because they're tier 5s and they're majors, and I don't know if that might have something to do with my role. But the RNG is not usually nice to me anyway, so we'll see. So then, okay, select the one that you want to take off. Select, yes, I'm sure. I am. Okay, we just got a whole pile of stuff. Now you notice these are tier 7s, tier 6s. This is really how you want to build your relics. Look at all those relics I got on there. Okay, and then there's my legacy heritage ruin. That's a legendary experience biscuit. You can right click that and then apply over here on the right 837,500 LI experience to an item. So okay, anyway, we'll close that. That'll dump all that into our inventory right here. Okay, the biscuit we're going to save. Pile those up and save those. Usually anything 83 like this or higher, you have a 93 or 96, I save them, bank them, pile them up, because once you get your in-game LI 100 level 1 imbued and leveled up, you're going to need like a whole ton of those. So it's a good idea to save the higher ones. What's this one here? Oh yeah, that's that I did earlier. Okay, anyway, we'll stack those there. This I'm going to sell, but that's your legacy. You can apply this to replace a legacy on one you're using. It will be a tier 2, so even if you decon a tier 5 or tier 6, it'll still, when it goes on the new legendary item, it's going to be a tier 2, so you can keep that in mind too. But at any rate, that we're going to sell. Scroll of renewal, reset all the points. If you decide you want to redo it or whatever, you can reset all the points you spent on your different legacies in your LI. Okay, so what we did when we deconstructed that one that we had been leveling, see it freed this slot. That was the one that was right here, my number 9 slot. So now all these others that I have piled up here, these are all ones that are Warden or Bridal that I can use. So what I'm going to do since I'm not actually trying to build anything other than just, these are just junk for relics, but they're all level 100 ones. So I'm just going to grab one and slot it. Yes, I want to slot it. Okay, and there we go. It's level 1, 0 experience, and it's ready to be leveled up to 60 and then deconstructed and add to our pile of relics. Okay, it's important to do that because you'll need those relics, and you'll see why here in a minute. Matter of fact, let's just go there now. These slots here, these are where your relics go to enhance your weapon. Let's take a look at this one here. This one I have fully slotted. Got a crafted relic, which I don't have any of those. Runes, gems, and settings. And they go all the way up to tier 10. And then there's some special ones here in the melding. Let's drop these. Okay, so in your tiers, I've got mostly 9s in mine right now because they can get expensive to make. It takes a lot of time. Just go down here, Easton net, like this one here. Like I built that relic. See, it takes 4 tier 9 relics and 9,984 shards to craft that 2 setting of the north. So you need 4 tier 9 relics. Doesn't matter, it can be any old relic. So we're relic forging. Okay. Now all those ones that we deconstructed that were for a different class gave us 1 relic apiece. So we got a bunch of relics in here that are tier 1s from that Decon. What we want to do is combine them up. You've got 10 tiers all together, and you can combine 1s to make 2s, 2s to make 3s, 3s to make 4s, and so on and so forth. So we take our auto combine here, we click on that, yes, we're sure. Now we just did we combined what, 3 relics there, and we got 2 tier 2s and just a handful of shards. That's something we'll go into here in a minute, but those are important too. So what we're going to do, what I like to do, is set these windows up so they're right on top of each other, and we're just going to click the crap out of this until we got them all combined, all our 1s into 2s. So let's go like this. Alright, that wasn't too many. So we're out of tier 1s, or we're out of enough tier 1s to combine. So we drop down here, tier 2, clickety clickety click, click, click. So, yes, we get it. Okay, go to tier 3, clickety click. Then we get another tier 3s, go to tier 4, clickety click. Okay, tier 5. It's important to do this because those relics, I'm telling you what, when you get to where you're needing 4 tier 9s and 9,000 shards every time you want to make a new relic, you'll be doing it for days. So it's important to get on this early. As soon as you start getting LIs, if you go and get yours when you're 45, which you can do, or if you wait till 50 or whatever, at any rate, whenever you start your LI stuff, I would start doing this right off the bat, man. I mean, if your buddy don't need it, then deconstruct it and just do that all day long, every day. Tier 8s. I'm only going to tier 9s. I'm going to take these 8s to 9s, and then I'm just keeping my 9s. Okay. Now we've got 9s, but I'm going to make 10s out of them because I got this axe to load up yet. See, this axe doesn't have anything but the crafted one in there. Okay. So let's go over here to melding just so you can get a look at it. 9,984 shards and 4 tier 9 relics and alive. I've got enough to do this, but I'm not going to do this yet, just so I can show you. I'm going to choose. Now, when you do have enough, because it wouldn't let me if I wouldn't have had enough shards here. Now you can choose which relics you want to combine out of these 4. That's important because there are other types of relics that you have to have the specific ones to make. Say you're going to build a different let's say you're building an Elder Ruin of Defense. Oops, what's going on here? Let's get out of there. Okay, well that's a poor example because it's not. What the hell are the ones where you need a specific one to make another one? There you go. Okay, just for example, if you wanted to make this Westfold setting of beginnings, you'd need the 1200 48 shards, but you would need these specific relics. So that's something you want to keep an eye on. See, those are tier 7s. Okay. Deal here. What do you got here? You got tier 6s here, so you'd want to keep an eye on that. If you've got a relic that you want to build this way, you want to be mindful of which ones you're burning up when you're making something like this that just takes any old whatever relic. The relics are hard enough to get. Even harder yet than that is these stinking shards. The best way I found to get these shards is through this refine. Okay, now you can refine regular relics, which I've done before, but I typically don't do that because I'm trying to combine all these. What you can do is, depending on what your trade skill is in your crafting, I'm a woodworker, so for example, and here's crafted relics. You look at your crafted relics. See this horn of the mark. Okay, I grabbed some wood together, whap bam boom, I got this horn of the mark. And then you go to your guild leader. I go to the guild leader for the woodworkers guild, and he'll trade me a nice handy crafted relic for that horn of the mark. And then I can deconstruct that. I can deconstruct that relic, and then I can refine that relic, because in this list would be a crafted at the bottom. So I would pull that up, and then I would refine it into shards. And you want to do that like every other day, I think, is the cooldown or so. You want to do that like every other day. And usually what I do is just the top 4 tiers here from Supreme on. Supreme, Westfold, Eastamnet, and Westamnet. But you want to be sure and stay on top of that, because I'm telling you what, you'll have, when you're into your melding, you'll have your 4 tier 9s days before you have your 9,000 shards. Like I say, I do the 4 high tiers, and you're getting, you know, like 400 and some odd for the one crafted relic, 300 for the other one, 200 for the other one, 100 something for the other one. So I mean, you know, it takes a long time to get that many stinking shards. In a pinch, you could go here. Say, if you see, I've got some tier 10 relics on that, I could burn that up. If I was in a pinch and really wanted it bad, since I'm building with tier 9s now anyway, so I would click on that. See, that would give me 2,304 shards. But it took a while to get that tier 10 relic, so I'm not going to do that now. But you could do that. That's a route you could take. Okay. So that's that. And that's the main point I want to get across to you on this, is just keep these things loaded up. If you're running around with an empty legendary item slot up here, you're slacking. Alright? These are a dime a dozen. Every freaking thing out there drops them. Don't sell them, don't throw them away. They're for your class. Build them, decon them, and you'll be grateful you did by the time you get to 100, and you need that. You need all those relics and all those shards. Alright, I think that about covers it. Hope that helped you out. We'll see you.